How's it going, guys? Nabil here with a day 3 recap of the PAX East Samurai Shodown booth and Samurai Shodown Resurrecting the Legend panel. Now, there's not a lot of things to say about the booth itself that we haven't mentioned before. A lot of people were there, a lot of people were happy to play the game, and the game looks and plays amazing. Now, this was not obviously the highlight of the day. The highlight was the Samurai Shodown Resurrecting a Legend panel that was held at the end of the day. And the idea behind the panel was to talk a little bit about the series, how it came to be, as well as reveal some interesting things that we're going to talk about. Now, first of all, let's talk about the panelists. Yasushi Adachi, one of the creators of the first game, was supposed to be there. Unfortunately, due to a family emergency, he was not able to attend. So instead, we had Yusuke Oda, we had Nobuyuki Kuroki, and we had Josh Weatherford, as well as Laurent, who are all part of SNK. Now, the panel started relatively quiet, if you will. They talked about they showed some really cool concepts about the first game, which, if you watched my History of Samurai Shodown series, if you watched the first episode, we talked about how the Samurai Shodown game was supposed to be a beat 'em up action game, you know, like Final Fight or what have you, where you control ninjas and monsters, etc. So they showed some really rare concept arts of that never seen before. I wish I had those when I was doing the video, because I'll be cool, because I couldn't show much of that because we didn't have it. So yeah, it was really strange. Like, why are they showing these things? Why we have not seen these before? And then, lo and behold, a few minutes later, they announced something special. They announced a new collection, the Samurai Shodown NeoGeo collection. It's a new game, well, not a new game, it's a collection, a compilation of games that includes all the NeoGeo Samurai Shodown games. And now when I say NeoGeo, I only talk about the MVS and AES, so no Samurai Shodown 64, not Samurai Shodown 6, and of course not the NeoGeo Pocket one. So the compilation will have 6 games. We'll have Samurai Shodown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 special. This is the first time we have such a collection with what it has. Yes, we had the Samurai Shodown anthology before, which even included 6, but this one comes with something special. First of all, the collection will have online play, which is huge. We only had few Samurai Shodown games. We had Samurai Shodown 2 with online back in Xbox days. We have Samurai Shodown 5, but the netcode is not great. So this is done by Digital Eclipse, and they're doing such a great job. As you can see, here we have the logo of the collection, as well. We have some screenshots of the menus, and the cool thing is it comes with a museum feature. This feature allows you to see some behind the scenes and artwork and concept art of previous games in very detailed fashion, with information how things were done and pretty much information on all what you see on the screen. It also comes with a biography of all the characters by game, and apparently it's very detailed, so you really know the lore of Samurai Shodown, which is great. This is a quintessential collection, from what I can see, that is a must-have for any NeoGeo and obviously Samurai Shodown fan. Now, online play, we don't know if all the titles are gonna have online, or just like Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, only a few of the titles had online. I'm not sure. So for me, it's fine as long as I have Samurai Shodown 2 online, Samurai Shodown 4, and 5 special. I would take 1 as well. It will be fun to play that online. But things like Samurai Shodown 3, 5, which is, you know, it plays the same as 5 special in a way. It's fine. So as long as we have those online, we're good. Yeah, so that was great. The collection is gonna come out on pretty much every single console, current console, of course. So PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. And they have a tentative release of fall 2019. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be before the reboot, but it's still gonna be a great collection to have. And after they announced this out of nowhere collection we were not expecting, they switched gears to talk about the current game, or the upcoming game, the Samurai Shodown. 2019, if you want to call it that. And they talked about, you know, how they went with the visuals of the game, how did they choose for it to be like this, why did they go with Unreal Engine 4, etc. And by the way, everyone, and this is again from the PAX East booth, everybody who played the game says pretty much the same thing. The game is gorgeous, and the videos on YouTube, even though some of them are 1080p and in 60 frames per second, they do not do the game justice. You have to see it in front of you to actually admire and see how beautiful it is. So they talked about the process of designing the game. They talked about the characters a little bit, and they talked about the stages and all the Japanese influence that they have. They didn't touch so much about the music, which was kind of disappointing, because this game has literally, just from what I've heard, the best music any Samurai Shodown game has. So they started talking about characters, and they talked about the current roster, how most of the characters are from the first two games except the Shiki and Yoshitora, which were unexpected. They even said that themselves, which is true. They were unexpected for me. I'm happy to have Shiki, obviously. And then they confirmed that they are going to be supporting the game post-launch with DLC character packs, and it was the word packs instead of pack. So this means there's going to be a lot of characters that will be added. So don't worry if you're not happy with having 16 characters at launch. And they specifically mentioned fan favorite characters will be added as DLC characters, and I will be very surprised if the first one is not Genon. A lot of people you know, were kind of not happy not to see the green monster not included in the official launch roster. Right after that, they also talked about story of the game and how this is, you know, the game has a story. However, it's not, as we've said before, it doesn't offer like a cinematic story mode, kind of like Mortal Kombat series has, or the Street Fighter 5 had. So it's kind of like your Samurai Shodown, or they specifically mentioned King of Fighters 14. So you have a prologue. KOF did not have a prologue, but you'll have a prologue for a character before the story mode starts, and then you have a couple cutscenes with rival characters. So if you're playing Haomaru and you fight Genjo, there's going to be a cutscene in the beginning, rendered in the game engine, and then there's going to be you know, an ending that is drawn in 2D. So that was nice to have a confirmation. Right after that, we had some question and answers from questions from the moderator, Gaby, Dr. SNK, and one of the questions was about an official esports tour about Samurai of Samurai Shodown from SNK. Now Yasuki Oda started hinting that they're working on something. He doesn't want to announce it. There's nothing signed yet, etc. And then Josh Weatherford from SNK jumped and said, yes, it's happening. So we're going to have an official esports tour about the game, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see that. Another question was about the guest characters and whether or not they are interested in doing so. And again, Oda-san said yes, they're very interested in doing so. There is nothing apparently set in stone yet. However, he said he's waiting for some other fighting games developers to, you know, give them a call and say that they want their characters to be in the game. And he specifically mentioned Katsuo Harada, who is the game director and producer of the Tekken and Soul Calibur series. And the latter one will probably be a great fit. You know, having Mitsurugi or Taki as a guest character will be great. I am personally not a fan of having guest characters, especially when they make no sense for them to be there. But if I see a character from Soul Calibur, then yes, I can you know, I can allow that, if you will. I prefer to have, you know, that spot saved for another Samurai Shodown character that we haven't seen in a while. But that's just me. Then the last thing that the panel ended with was also unexpected. They announced one of the 3 brand new characters that are gonna be in Samurai Shodown, and the character is Darlie Dagger. She is a pirate who apparently is one of the toughest pirates to sail the seven seas. She looks really cool, and she has this huge sword. And they even mentioned that, you know, when she loses her sword, she gets this new mechanic that is very interesting. Now, this could be a reason why sometimes it's good, because we have a mechanic in this game that we didn't have before, is you can willingly throw away your sword. So maybe it's one of these characters. Maybe this character is the reason why you do that, is because you get something extra if you actually drop it. They did not show any trailer of her. They didn't show gameplay footage. They only showed this official character art, and that was pretty much it. That was a wrap for the panel and day 3 at PAX. It was quite an eventful day, as we expected, and we did not expect the Samurai Shodown NeoGeo collection, and we did not expect to see Darly Dagger or this new character. So that's pretty much it. We still have one more day at PAX. Again, don't expect to have anything new. It's just gonna be people playing the game. If there's anything important that takes place in the last day of PAX, I will make sure to mention it in the recap video. Now, this was your host, NeoGeo. If you like this video, please like. If you have not subscribed, please do so and help us grow even bigger. And until next time, thank you for watching.